creators. Good afternoon, good evening. It's Teen, and it's time for the Conscious Creators Toolbox. So at 7 o'clock, Thursday, December the 10th. Come on in. I am going to run and get my headset. I'll be right back. Hold on. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? It is Thursday, December the 10th, 2020. It's time for the Conscious Creators Toolbox. We are welcoming everybody. Welcome, Conscious Creators. Welcome, guests. Come on in. Going to turn this off because we're just enjoying it. We have no rights to it. We want Facebook to know that. We're just enjoying it just getting ready to kick off the evening. So we're just enjoying it. We have no rights to the music, and we just appreciate the opportunity to hear it and listen to it. I think that was Tom Braxton, I believe it was, Endless Highways or something like that. Anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? Everybody's okay, I hope. It's Thursday. Rushing into the weekend here. One more day it's Friday, TGIF day. Thank goodness it's Friday. Weekend is we're headed for the weekend. It's been a good week. It's been a nice week. The weather here in Cobb County, Georgia, it was a nice week. I think it maybe started off a little cloudy on Monday, but it kind of cleared up and a little cold, little brisky mornings. But for the most part, it was we had some good weather. We had enjoyed ourselves. I got to get out and walk around and get some sun and some air. So it was good. So I hope everybody else enjoyed their week. It's December. It's the holidays are on us. We're getting ready to. Well, we're in the middle of them. We're in the middle of the holidays. We're shopping season. Getting ready to decorate and Christmas trees and tinsels and door wreaths and all those things that we do. Get ready for Christmas, for the holidays. If you got kids, it should be an exciting time. If you got grandmas too, they're exciting for us too. So we look forward to the holidays. This is actually my most favorite time of the year is the weeks. Hi, how's everybody doing? Love you back. My favorite time of the year is Christmas. I love it. I mean, I start around Halloween. I don't really get into the Halloween thing so much, but that's when I start. I figure that it's coming. And besides that, the stores are already kicking it off too. They beat their shadows they beat the pumpkins getting the Christmas stuff up. So, I kind of get into the mood, running around shopping and in and out of stores and, things like that. Hi, Virginia. Hi, neighbor. See you after a while, girl. Anyway, good to see everybody. Good to have everybody come in and join me. We're going to be kicking off. We're going to be into our session. I love that puppy. He's so cute. We're getting into the session with the journey to discovering our authentic self, exposing our authentic person, who we are, authentic person. That's the series that we've been on. We started it last month. We're gonna go through the end of the year with it. Hopefully, we're gonna kind of dig some things out tonight. Tonight we're going to be talking about self-reflection. So we're going to be looking at how we use self-reflection to kind of do that, to help that journey, taking that self-discovery, self-journey, internal journey, that discovering who we are and exposing ourselves, sometimes to ourselves. So we're going to be talking about how we use self-reflection in that journey process. We're going to talk about what it is, what it's all about. But anyway, talk about that in a little bit. But anyway, good evening, Conscious Creators. Welcome to the Conscious Creators Toolbox, where we have an opportunity to take a look at our creative abilities, creative powers, and take them out of the toolbox. Go to the shed. Kind of oil them up, tune them up. Get them honed up so that we can use them to create and manifest the things and experiences in our lives and the stuff that we want. We want to create our own thing. We do our own thing, and we are conscious, so we are doing it as often and as much as we can. We're trying to be, proactive, involved in it, intentionally, with purpose. This is what I want. This is what I'm intending on creating. This is what I'm intending on manifesting. So we use our creative abilities to create and to manifest. And sometimes it's kind of nice to recognize and discover what they are, and put them to use and see how you use them. Sometimes we don't even know how to use them. Like we're going to talk a little bit about self-reflection tonight, and that's not necessarily a tool so much, but it's a practice. We practice it, and it helps you in discovering the authentic person that you are, and discovering more information about you, and really the world, and the connections and the relationships that we have, the experiences that we have, situations that we find ourselves. We can take a look at them and see how we respond and react, and how we use other powers, other abilities, other skills and creative abilities that we have. So we got to look at how we use self-reflection in the process of self-discovery, and helping us manifest the best. That's my thing. I want everybody manifest. We're creating, whether we doing it on purpose or we're doing it, by accident. Whatever, what you get, your life as it is, you created it. It's your, this is your creation. This is your manifestation. So take a look. You got something that you need to, redo, or maybe you didn't really want it that way. You wanted it another way. Well, we can, you start using those powers the proper way, the most effective way, the most productive way, then you will get what you want. You get what you desire. You'll get what you dream about, your heart's desires. You'll get those things. So that's what we do at Conscious Creators Toolbox. We do this. We meet every Thursday evening at 7 o'clock, about a 45-minute session. In the past, we have been meeting at the Interfaith Truth Center in Austell, Georgia, US of A. But COVID kind of put kind of a stumbling block in our way a little bit. So we had to kind of pull out and do something a little bit differently. We've got an abbreviated schedule at the center right now. So what we try to do, all the programs and all the activities that were going on have kind of tweaked ourselves and tweaked our schedules a little bit. I'm hoping that after the first of the year, we'll look at maybe going back into the center, maybe at least once, one Thursday every month, to give everybody, give folk an opportunity if they want to participate in some of the sessions, or get a little bit more hands-on, or get a little bit more involved. But you can actually come in. It's probably won't have as much availability, access, or seating availability, because we have to be socially distanced. We have to consider that. So in the past, we had anywhere from like 10 to 15 folk, or 20. I think 20. I think we could house up to maybe 20 participants in at least one of the workshops that I do. But I think we're going to have to cut back a little bit, and we're probably looking at anywhere from 7 to 10, maybe 10 folk. But it'll be a nice little group, and the smaller the group, sometimes it's the better, because everybody gets an opportunity to, put their at their take, do their contribute, be part of it. So we're looking at that after the first of the year. So I want to shout out to the folk at ITC. And if you get an opportunity, I want to invite you to check out their website, Interfaith, www.interfaith.com. I don't think it's a center, but interfaith.com. Take a look, and you can see, what they're all about over there, what we're all about over there, and some of the programs and some of the workshops and classes and book clubs and yoga classes and Reiki share, Reiki sessions. You could have Reiki sessions over there, and have nice library, really nice gift shop, beautiful crystals and minerals and saging, your saging and smudging products and things like that you need for that. Have just a really nice selection, really beautiful, some beautiful crystals, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. Books and cards, and just go stop by and see them. They're at 4791 Austell Road in Austell, Georgia. And again, the website is Interfaith Truth Center, interfaith.com. And if you stop in there, just take a look at the schedule. And, drop them a comment. I always leave a comment. Register for their newsletter if you would. If you like to. And if you find that I'm sure you'll see the donate button. To click on that donation and make a donation to them. They are a nonprofit spiritual community, so you can maybe get a. I'm sure you can get a tax advantage, take some tax advantages for any donations that you make to them. If you do make a donation on behalf of the Conscious Creators Toolbox, let them know that so they can give me a shout out and pat me on the head and let them know that I'm still a part of their mission and supporting what they do over there. So I appreciate that. Okay, a couple of announcements. I gave that one. That was one. Got that one out of the way. I am still looking for a numerologist and an astrologist. And I want to actually feature both of them, sometime in the early part of next year as a guest, kind of share some information with the Conscious Creators about numerology and how numerology fits in, how it fits into metaphysics and into awareness. How it can be used. There's another tool that you can use. There's another tool that you can use, and we'll give you a little information about it. And I know everybody knows about the astrology, so get somebody in here to kind of talk to us a little bit about both those things. Also looking for someone that really has a love and kind of an expertise or a passion for crystals. I want to share information about crystals and how they affect your energy, and how you can effectively use them in not only for wearing and for decorating your homes, but with understanding what some of the properties of those crystals are, and how they can have an effect on your energy centers, your energy, your chakras is what they are. So anyway, I'm looking for those. And also remember that on Sunday we still have our 7 o'clock mini life coach session on Sunday at 7. It's about anywhere from a 7 to a 30-minute little mini mini life coach session. So stop in for that. So I'd like to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All of our work sessions, all of our Conscious Toolbox, Conscious Creators Toolbox sessions are uploaded on the YouTube channel. So if you miss one, you could always go to the YouTube channel to get a redo, or if you just want to hear it again. Sometimes I do talk kind of fast, and I cover sometimes quite a bit, and you may want to go back and listen to it again, or hear something that you maybe missed. You came in late, or you had to leave, or whatever. You can catch them there. But it's Team Conscious Creators, and that's our YouTube channel, and that's also Team Conscious Creators. It's also our Instagram handle as well. So that's who you can find us on Instagram. It's Team Conscious Creators as well. So we invite you to be a part of our team. Join us. Take a look at not only the Conscious Creators Toolbox sessions, you can also find the mini life coach sessions on there as well. And whenever I'm speaking any public speaking engagements I do, I try to also record those if I can. It's something that's okay with whoever I'm serving. If it's okay with them, I try to share with you all what I'm doing in and about. So take a look if you can. And those are all the announcements I have tonight. That's it. That's it. So tonight we're going to continue talking about our journey to discover and identify the authentic person, the authentic self, and what that authentic person that's a person that stands out. That's you without all the mask and all the the roles and all the titles and all the wannabes and shoulda-bes and coulda-bes, all those things. It's just who you really are and who you are authentically, the real you after everything else is said and done. The person that doesn't wear the mask, that speaks from their heart, from their from their reality, their truth. They live and walk their truth. That's the authentic person. A lot of times, we get an opportunity to do that all the time, but we tend to shy away from it a little bit. I've talked to this week. I had an opportunity to talk to several people about living authentically and living your truth and walking in your truth and being brave enough to. Sometimes it gets a little intimidating to, to actually walk out your truth and live the authentic person that you are. So we're going to talk tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about, to help you kind of get to know that authentic person and uncover some realities and some truths about yourself, and then to face them, come to terms with them, yourself. Because like I said, sometimes we tend to wear a mask, and we tend to be comfortable with those masks, and we know they serve a purpose for us at the time, not a in my opinion, not the best purpose, but sometimes we want to hide out, and sometimes we want to, we don't want to deal with certain things in certain areas of our lives and certain situations, and we don't want to face, sometimes we don't want to face the real truth about who we are, who we could be, but it's good to do it, and even if you don't do it, and if you know that you're stumbling here and there, like all of us do, I do too. It's good to know that you do have the opportunity, and you have the tools and the resources and the information that you need to start doing that deep dive into who you are, and uncovering and getting rid of some of those. I want to call them. I'm just going to call them. Just get rid of some of those things that hold you back or keep you from being the real you. Because it's easy to fall into the comfort zone, or that comfortable place where you're just doing what you do, and you go to bed at night and you kind of lay there for a minute and you think, well, I could have, should have, would have, things like that. But it's good to be able to, even if you don't jump right out and do it, you have the tools. You're ready because we're all on a journey, and we're conscious. And I'm telling you, if you're conscious and you're aware, you are on your journey, and you are participating in it. And hopefully a high percentage of that time you are actually, being proactive with that, and responding and doing what awakened and conscious folk do, manifest deliberately on purpose. And when you are operating in your authenticity, then trust me, you're gonna probably be you're gonna be one of those master manifestors. You're gonna be somebody who's manifesting on spot. This is what I want. This is not it. I know what serves me. I understand that because this is me, and I'm living that. So tonight we're going to talk about self-reflection, which is actually a tool to use to do that, to help you on your journey. It's part of what you should carry in your bag when you're traveling this route called self-discovery. Self-discovery. And of course we know we have to all agree that we are, from the moment that we enter this plane, this earth plane, this physical plane, we come alive. Even as babies, we begin our journey. We start that journey. We don't always do it deliberately, or do it in awareness or awakened, if you would, be doing it consciously and deliberately and on purpose. But we are on a journey. And once we become aware and we awaken to who we really are, or the possibility, or just the idea of who we are, and we get that understanding and get that awareness, we can't help but be more curious and more, just eager to uncover and reveal and expose every bit of our person, authenticity, our reality, our truth, the truth about us. Because the journey is a lifelong journey, and I don't care how many years you live, you're never gonna get to the core. But you're gonna be on that journey. You're gonna be finding out so many wonderful things about yourself and about your life and about reality and about your truth and your reality and who you are and what you are and what you are part of. It's gonna be a fun journey. So it's a lifelong process, and it is a process. It's something that goes on. We do it from, it takes time too. It's not something that if you're doing it purposely, you take the time to do it. And even if you, like I said, even if you're not aware of it or you're not actively participating, then what you're doing is you're just letting, you're just going through life, la la la, and not totally, you may have an idea of what you are, but you're not taking the time to really be a part of the process. Really enjoy the journey, enjoy the discovery. Just finding out every day, learning a little bit more about life and who you are and relationship to life and all, how you're part of that collective of everybody else and how you're fitting in and how your life affects this life and that. You just start learning and you start understanding that. It gets kind of exciting. So every single day we wake up, we show up. And if we show up, we're on that journey. And so what are you doing with your journey? How are you doing on your journey? Are you doing it deliberately? Are you doing it with purpose? Are you doing it looking for something or looking for something, for things to be different or better or just, how are you doing it? Are you building the life that you want? Because that's part of the journey too. It's what you're developing and what you are manifesting for yourself. So are you manifesting the life that you want? I'm going to be cheating a little bit tonight because I had a really busy week and I just have my notes, so I didn't get a chance to really, spend a lot of time with my notes, so I can just rattle it off to you. So I'm going to be referring to my notes quite a bit tonight. But anyway, this particular series about self that we've attempted to in the past, we've attempted to kind of walk through some of the tools in our toolbox for building awareness and understanding of the inner world, and that the self-discovery is an internal thing. We live out here. We live out here, but the journey that we're taking is an internal journey. It's a journey into ourselves, and it's very personal. My journey is internal to me. Your journey is internal to you, and the way your route or the route and the path and the tools that you may use and the systems that you use or the process that you use to journey may be a little bit different than the way I do. And we're all on different stages. We're all on different pathways. We're all doing the same thing because we're trying to discover the real self, the real person that we are. So we're all doing the same thing, but we could be on different paths and different stages of that journey. So, and it doesn't, I could be, at my age, I could be on so far on the journey, but somebody that's even half my age could be, really opened up and a much more aware of further along her journey than I am even at my side. So we're all at different stages, but that's okay because we basically want to enjoy it. We want to enjoy it. We want to discover. We want to make sure or want to ensure that it's impacting our lives positively and productively, and that we're getting something out of it, and we're growing. We're growing in understanding. We're growing in understanding. We're growing in awareness. We're growing in consciousness. We're growing in love, tolerance, understanding for life in general. So it's that process that we take, that we're on. It's for our good, and not just for our good. It's for a higher good of all. Because if we are very much aware and very much living our reality, our real self, then we're going to be pouring out goodness and truth and reality in our realities to the rest of the world, to the world in general. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So anyway, so like I said, self-reflection is one of the tools or resources that we use to do this journey. It's part of what we use to discover. And like I said, it is an internal journey. It's not, we're not out looking around the world or traveling, from across the globe. We're going inside, and we're doing that journey inside. And you may not believe this, but really, the depths of who we are is much vast. It's much more depth to who we are internally than the width and the width and the circumference of the world that we live in. There's more to us than what we see on the outside. So the journey is going to take a lot longer and a lot more detail, because it's a lot more to us than what we see on the outside. And because what we see on the outside is what we're created. So to what's inside of us, we're externalizing it. So if we're externalizing it, then that's just part of it, and we have worlds and worlds and worlds in us, then that's the internal journey is a whole lot more detailed and it's a lot more to it than the external. So understand that there's more depth to us internally than there is width and circumference in the world that we live in. Self-discovery can take many different forms. We can just noticing how we react to something in our environment, or to uncover the purpose of our lives. I mean, we could have the reason for the journey. I'm making it my reason, and what I want. What all of us should want to is to expose our authentic self. So I'm saying that that it's good for that personal journey. That's being able to journey and understand who you are. It will help you understand and be the authentic person that you are. So self-discovery can, like I said, can take many forms and for many reasons. We're uncovering our purposes in life. We're getting to understand how we relate to each other and how we relate to the environment. And greater awareness of the inner world also, it helps us know what we want to create and understand how to create and how to manifest too. So how do we get there? How do we get to this? We do it by, just really digging deep, just diving right in, just going right on in and taking a deep, it's deep work because we're going inside. So it takes, like I said, it's a process, and it takes time, and it takes a little bit of love and a lot of patience for yourself, and a lot of being honest with yourself and being okay and facing some of those demons or those shadows that you don't want everybody else to know about or see. But once you really get that understanding, it is what it is, and that's how that's basically, you're comfortable with it. And once you get comfortable with it, you can present it to the rest of us, and we're gonna be okay with it. And if we're not, you're okay with whatever, So it's cool. So like I said, there's many methods and many practices, as well as many routes and paths to self-discovery. And it could be as unique as each individual one of us. Each one of us could have our own method or our own practices that we do to self-discover, to do that personal discovery, and internal journey that we take. Now, I'm not sure if any of the methods it's good, better than any of the others. I think that they're all the same. Whatever fits you, whatever fits you. We're going to talk a little bit about some of those methods, but tonight we're going to probably hone in on, what is self-reflection? What does it mean? What is it? And we're going to look at not only what it is, but we're going to I want to touch base on what's the benefit? What is the benefit to self-reflect? We understand what the journey is. We understand the need and the benefit for understanding that journey and doing it in a way that we enjoy it and love it. We probably can understand that, and we know that the more we understand ourselves, the more we get comfortable with who we are and our purpose in life, and those are good things. And like I said, we get to uncover that authentic person. We begin to understand our life, the reason that we're here. And then we start living to accomplish and to meet that, or to meet that mission, or to do what we're supposed to do, what we come here to do. So, bottom line, I want everybody to understand it's a journey, but you're supposed to love the journey. It's a journey. It's life. Love life. The journey is called life. Bottom line. And we want everybody to know that you're supposed to love it. That's what you're here for. You're here for a purpose, but part of that purpose is to love life and to enjoy it. So we want you to enjoy it, and we want you to enjoy the journey even more so than the destination. The destination is to get to know everything there is to know about yourself. which is going to be an eternity to do that. So, don't get hung up on the destination so much, but get hung up on the journey. So tonight, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the journey. So get hung up on the journey, and the destination is coming. It's going to be there whenever eternity is going to, you got to keep on and on and on. So tonight I want to address 3 points. I'm hoping I can get to 3. I'm pushing for 2, but maybe we can get to 3. But what I want to do is I want to define what I mean, or what I'm talking about when I say self reflection, and what is it? What is it as a method or a practice into your life journey? So we want to do that. We want to talk about that, and then I want to talk about the benefits. Like I said, I want to talk about the benefits. The benefits for self-reflection. What does it benefit? I mean, so what? What do I do? What's it good for? So we're going to talk about some of the benefits that you can see. And last, we want to talk about how you do it. What are some of the methods and some of the practices that you do, that you can use to self-reflect? I mean, it's a nice little word, but how do you reflect? So we're going to spend some time on that. Like I said, I'm not sure if we're going to get to all 3 of the items, but we'll try. We'll see. If not, we'll roll it over into next week and finish it up. So, what is self-reflection? According to Dr. Paul Wong, who is a university professor and also a writer, and he's also, I think he was credited for editing a series of books called Quest for Meaning, Life's Meanings. And what he says about self-reflection, it is time spent in self-reflection is never wasted, he says. In fact, it is an intimate date with yourself. So consider self-reflection. That's your personal time with you. No outsiders. You're not taking anybody on tour with you. It's just you and you. That's it. You and you and higher self. So it's just you. So it's that intimate time that you spend with yourself to get to know you, and hopefully in that time you can be as honest with yourself, and as open with yourself, and as loving with yourself, and as patient and as tolerant with yourself as you could be with anybody. I would say even more so than you are with anybody else in your life. That it's you. It's just you, yourself, and you. And just enjoy that time. Appreciate it. It's an opportunity for you to love on yourself and to look at yourself and accept yourself, accept who you are, and understand that this is who I am. Is this who I want to be? And you can be honest about that with yourself. Is this who I want to be? Well, I love me, but I want to be this. I really want to open up to this, and I want to be more this, or I want to do this differently, or I want to feel this way. So you can be honest with yourself, and you can do that, and you don't have to pretend with yourself. That's like Dr. Wong says. It's your time. It's the time that you can be the most intimate with you at any other time. So self-reflection affords you that. It gives you that opportunity to be intimate with you, spending time with you with a purpose. And part of that purpose is to love you and to care for you. It's part of that, and it's part of self-care. Self-reflection, I know he didn't say that, but when you're intimate with people, or yourself, or your mates, or your spouses, or whoever, you are nurturing to them. You're loving and kind to them, and you're giving. And you're also accepting. So it's a two-way, it's a kind of a two-way thing. You're giving to yourself, but you're also evaluating and looking at what you're pouring out and how you're responding to yourself and to the rest of the world, and to your environment, to your other connections, your other relationships. So it's a time for that. Self-reflection is also, like I said, it's an opportunity for you to look back. And I found this quote earlier today, and I was looking up a definition, and it said it's an opportunity to look back so that the view looking forward is even more clearer. And I had to think about that. I said, okay, I used the rearview mirror to look back. Now, how is that making it clearer for me? Well, and I had to sort of flip the switch a little bit on it because it wasn't the same as looking at a rearview mirror. It's talking about internalizing. It's sort of looking inside of myself. So going back and reviewing an incident or an event or a response or a relationship or a circumstance or a situation, being able to isolate that event and that circumstance and situation, look at it, and I can look at it as it happened, and then I can question, or I can see, I can evaluate, and I can assess, and I can reassess how I responded, or how I reacted, or what I did, or how I felt, or just whatever there is about it. I can look at that individual, and I can make a decision as to assess and evaluate how I responded, or how what happened, or the whole details. Am I satisfied with it? Is it something that if something similar came up, would I want to would I want to react and feel and think and do the same thing? Yes or no? That would be a decision. So looking forward, using what my understanding and my perception and my experience from previous will help me decide and determine how I want to do it next time. And I'm going to hesitate. I'm going to always hesitate to say when I say better or good or bad, because to me, it's not. Everything it is what it is. So I'm not going to say to do it better, just to do it differently. Is this something, maybe this way that I reacted before, or whatever was said, or whatever, the ultimate result of that event wasn't satisfactory, wasn't something that was served my purpose at the time. Would I want to tweak it so it can serve my purpose next time? Now, again, I'm not saying it's bad because it served a purpose, whether it wasn't the result that you wanted. But next time, in order for me to do it, to get a different result, I can use that experience and the result and everything about it to tweak and decide and understand how to affect a different result, basically. So then I said, oh, okay, that's what they meant. Okay, internalizing it, looking at it, and deciding am I satisfied with the way it turned out? Yes or no? No. Okay, then what should I do? How can I do it differently? So that's looking at it, looking forward for a clearer understanding, a clearer view, because I'm going to tweak it and it's going to be a little different. So anyway, so that was just a quote that I found earlier. Now, as a practice, self reflection, it's a habit. It's a habit of deliberately paying attention to your own thoughts, your own emotions, your own decisions, your own actions, what you say, your own words. And again, it is a practice. Self-reflection is something that you do. So it's something that you do, but you do it deliberately. You're not going to reflect accidentally. Not going to do that. When you reflect, you're going to be attentive about it. You're going to be focused on it. You're going to be looking for information, looking for details, looking for reasons, looking for answers, if you would. You're going to be looking for answers. I'm reflecting because I want to understand myself better. I want to understand how I could be different, how what I do serves me in the future, even more so than it served me this time, or serve me in a different way this time, next time. So it's a practice of deliberately paying attention, deliberately assessing, deliberately evaluating, deliberately contemplating and reviewing events that happened in the past. Going back. Reflecting is going back and looking at something. I think it was Socrates said this, and who am I? When I read it, I thought, I don't know about that. But who am I to argue with Socrates? Okay, I'm not arguing with Socrates. But this is what Socrates said: an unexamined life, and it's a time to examine. Self-reflection is a time of examination. He says that an unexamined life is not worth living. It's a little harsh, but he was not known for his his niceties. He just always laid it right out there. That's what the authentic person he was. He just laid it right out there. Let the chips fall where they may, and sometimes they fall, and you're like, I don't know about that, Socrates, but I can understand where he's coming from, because if you are not, if you are just not living in review of some part of your life at some point, then you're prone to continue to do and be the same thing that you are in any situation. And what we want to do is we want to be better. We want to get, we want to, we want happy. We want to be happy. We want to be satisfied. We want to grow. I'll just put it that way. We want to grow, and when we grow, we're changing, and when we're changing, we're doing things differently than we did them before. So in order to ensure that we're doing things differently, or in a different way, or in a way that serves us more so than it did in the past, then we have to examine it and look at it and take a look. Hi, and take a look at what we're doing and how we're doing. Reflect on it, review it, and we want to do that. We definitely want to be a part of the decisions that we make, and we want to do them with awareness and with understanding, not just because, this is what I want to do. Well, why do you want to do that? Well, I just want it. Well, why? Understanding why you're motivated to do what you do, why you say what you say, why you act like you act, why do you have the habits that you have, why are you, why? Why do you think that way? Why do you believe that way? Understanding that, because if you don't answer it to anybody else, you should be able to answer it to yourself. I'm not going to ask you why you do things. I figure that's the way she does it, or he does it. But you want to be able to ask yourself that, and you want to be able to answer yourself that, and answer it in a loving and comfortable and honest way. Okay? So simply put, I would say self-reflection, also known as personal reflection, is taking the time to think about, meditate on, evaluate, and give serious thought to your behavior, your thoughts, your attitudes, your motivations, your desires. It's an opportunity to do that. It's the process of diving deep into your thoughts and your emotions and to those motivations and those habits to determine the why behind all of that, behind your thoughts, behind your behavior, behind your motives. And if you don't know why you're doing something, stop it. Stop doing it. If you know, let me just tell you, I don't care what you're doing. If you cannot answer why you're doing it, don't do it. Stop. Stop. In the name of love, stop. And stop and make sure that you're doing what you really want to be doing and need to be doing and feel like you should be doing. You just, don't just out there and a lot of people, I'm not saying that happens, because we get into a habit of just doing things remotely, but we live on purpose. Conscious people, awareness and consciousness is living on purpose. If you're doing everything on remote, just remotely, then you're living. Your subconscious is running things. Okay, your subconscious is running things, and you put your conscious on vacation. Be involved in your life, and to be involved in your life, it takes you should be able to answer why you do what you do, why you think the way you think. Why do you understand it that way? Why do you have that perception about life, about a situation? Why do you believe that? Why are you thinking that way? I even ask my eight-year-old grandson that sometimes. Why do you think that? Why are you thinking that way? And he scratches his head sometimes and look at me like, what do you mean, why? Because I want to. Well, no, I still no, yeah, but why do you want to? We dig, and he'll finally just sit down and crosses, do the Indian, the cross his leg and just kind of sit there and just wonder, why is my grandma doing this to me? Because it's part of who we are as conscious and aware people who's trying to have an awesome life in this beautiful world, and we want the best. And to do that, we need to participate. We need to participate. We're not like somebody just, tossing a rock or, blowing up a balloon and, letting the balloon. No, we are the captain of this ship. This is our life. This is our journey. So little boy, you're 8 years old, but you're going to learn that this is your thing. So you understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. And that's what parents, that's what we do with our kids. We ask them and we set them out on this journey. We set them out to sell this journey and help them understand that it's all up to you, baby. It's all up to you. I'm only here for, this part of this journey. It's this mommy and daddy thing, until you're out the house or whatever, out the nest. But then it's going to be you. So we kind of, that's our part. That's our part to them. So self-reflection allows us to, again, to take a look and to assess, evaluate, reflect, go back and look at, and just make an active decision for the future as we look forward. And we analyze life from both, and it's an opportunity to analyze life from a wide angle, generally speaking, or from a very small angle, from a micro. In science, I think in sociology, we called it micro and macro. So and from a macro level, we're looking at life in general, just as part of the whole shebang. But if I want to look at it at a micro level, then I'm looking at individual circumstances, individual events, individual relationships, individual occurrences, if you would. And I can look at it either way. I can sit back and look and say, okay, this is how I'm living. This is what I believe about this life system. This is my belief about, freedom, or this is my belief about love or acceptance or tolerance, and this is how I love, and this is how I incorporate it into my lifestyle or into my being, my life being. And then I can look at my relationship with you, or my on the job experience, or those relationships, those events that might happen, at the grocery store, at the bank, or at the wherever, or just in individual relationships. I can look at down to that level. My relationship with I've got 3 daughters, the relationship with this daughter, the relationship with that daughter, the relationship with each one of my grandkids, the relationship with the banker or the my pastor, or, whoever, my doctor. So I can look at it in any, I can reflect and go back to any, and that's what's good about self-reflection. You can sit back and, just kind of be cozy about it, and just kind of sit back and just, throw your legs up on the table and just say, I'm just going to think about life. Or then I can get, down to the nitty gritty, say, that little event that happened at the market the other day with the little the salesperson, maybe I need to look and see, because I'm gonna meet some more salespeople out there, and I had to, we had a little, things didn't go like nice and smooth, like it should have gone, I mean, I got out of there with my groceries and everything without getting arrested, but maybe I want to get out next time with everybody happy. So, so I can reflect on that and look at how I reacted, what did I say? What did I do? How was I acted? How did I feel when I walked in that store? How did I feel, when I'm sitting there waiting in the line, how was I feeling? What was going on in my mind at that time? I can do that down to, like I said, the micro level of reflecting, as opposed to sitting back and just kind of generalizing about how I feel about COVID, and looking at the news, those things that's kind of, outside of me, but they're still affecting me nonetheless. So we can use self-reflection in both those scenarios, down to the nitty gritty, my relationship with, how did I feel helping my daughter change the baby's diaper, different things, whatever the situation may be. I could take one little event and dice and slice it and analyze it. Because basically what I'm doing is I'm looking at my behavior, my action, what I said, what I was feeling. I don't know what that person was feeling or what that person was thinking, the other person was thinking. This is how I felt. This is what I said. This is what I did. This was my motive. I was just trying to get in and out of the grocery store, without having to wait forever, those are, I can only evaluate me. And that's all that I'm evaluating. I am not, my self-reflection has nothing at all to do with the reaction or the response or the service that I got from whomever. It's my response. It's my actions. It's my words. It's my feelings. It's my perception of that event or that situation or that circumstance or that relationship. It's me. It's my side. I'm not evaluating the other side. And I'm not saying the reason that I did it was because of the other side. No. And if I was, then it just, that has not, I'm not judging it. I'm just saying this is what was said and this is what I said back, boom. And I'm not trying to qualify, well, she was feeling this way and acting this way. No, I'm not saying, this is what she said, this is what I said back to her. Or this is what he said, this is what I said back to him. That's all I'm doing. I'm not evaluating. I'm not reflecting on her or him or them or it. I'm looking at me. It's just about me. It's the relationship. It's my time with me, not with them. I'm not fixing nobody else. I'm not even fixing me. I'm just accepting who I am and understanding that I can go forward in a different way. That's all. Not fixing it, because what was, it's done. That's what it was. I can't go undo it. It's done. But I can decide to do it differently next time. So that's my point. That's the point for self-reflection, is to go forward either in a different, it's the same way because it was, hey, worked out okay, and I like that. I like the way I was doing. I was pretty good. I was being my real me. I was being myself. And I was responding. I was doing everything right on key, and I like that. So when if I'm gonna, kind of do it again next time. So, but it's my decision. I can make that decision because I've reflected and I've taken time to evaluate and look at my behavior, my words, my actions, my feelings, my thoughts, my perceptions, and my understandings. So let's see. Self-reflection is a deeper form of learning and that allows you to retain every aspect of any situation or any experience, whether it's personal or professional. Reflection. You're taking the time to look at the situation in detail, down to the minute detail. Like I said, how did I feel when I walked in the boss's office? How was I feeling? Was I, had I already made up my mind that, this man is going to get a piece of my mind before I walked out? What? And I have to be honest, because I'm talking to me. I'm asking me. I'm not asking anybody to evaluate how. I'm asking me to evaluate how I was acting and what I was doing, what I was saying, what motivated me to even say and be and do all of that, or even be there. What was my motivation? What was the reason? So it's all eternalizing. It's only about you. When you are self-reflecting, make sure, please, 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 nobody is on the hot seat. Not even you, really, but nobody else is even. They were just the prop. They were the other supporting actor, if you would. You are the star of this show, okay? So it's all about you. You get to evaluate you. The supporting actors have nothing to do with it. They did their job and they went home and they ain't even thinking about you, okay? But you're thinking about you. You're thinking about you. You're not thinking about them. You're thinking about you. What did you say? How did you feel? What were you thinking? Why were you thinking that way? What was going on before that? Were you already upset anyway? Whatever. But again, be honest. Self-reflection requires that you be honest and open and no holding back and being okay, not judging yourself so much for no, but just being honest enough to realize the truth. Because if you want to move forward in a different way, then you really have to be honest and truthful with the way it was, so that you've got all the pieces, you got all the information accurately, not lying to yourself, accurately, so that you can make an adjustment in the future, for the future. So, I think I'm cheating because I remember I didn't do my notes very well this time. Self-reflection is a deeper form of learning that allows us to retain every aspect of any experience, be it personal or professional. Why something took place, what the impact of that situation was, whether it happened, whether it should happen again or not. You get to decide that. If the same exact situation was handed to you again, would you do it the same way? Yes or no? No? Okay. Then what's different? What's different? What's different next time if you get that opportunity, if it presents itself, or a similar situation? So that's self-reflection. That is self-reflection. Going back, looking at the event, looking at the situation, looking at the relationship, being honest with it, not adding to it, just the way it was, Don't embellish it. Just as I say, just the facts. That's all we're looking for, and reflection. It should have, clarifying, thinking. Okay, and it's like I said, it does give you an opportunity to fine tune for next time, or make a decision to do something different for next time. And we'll go into a little bit more details about the practice of self-reflection when we talk about how do you self-reflect? How do you actually do it? I'm giving you kind of an overall review of what you're looking at. You're looking for your behavior. You're looking for your feelings. You're looking for your thoughts at that time, your motivation. You're looking for how you reacted to it. All of that. What are you believing about? Do you have some beliefs that was surrounding this whole thing? So that's what's involved in self-reflection. That's what's involved. That's what you're doing. You're looking at it, analyzing that event and that kind of detail. Again, not the other person. You just they said this and that's it. You don't know why they said it because you're not reflecting on them. You're reflecting on why you responded that way. And so you have to kind of be honest and careful that you don't pull in an evaluation of them to justify what you did. No, it's not for justifying. There's not even any justification at all involved in reflection. It's just the actual facts. Not whether you were right or wrong. And again, I say, I don't use right or wrong. It's just the way it is. That's just the way it was. That's how it was. That's what happened. Whether it was good, bad, and really, I say this is how I evaluate good or bad. If it's something that I like or I don't like, and a lot of people don't like a lot of things that I like. So so they might think it's bad. So if it's something that satisfies me, it's okay. AKA good. If it's something that I don't, I'm not happy with, it's not satisfied with, then you might call it AKA bad. I don't call it bad. I just call it the way it is. It made me happy. It didn't make me too happy, but whatever. But it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's that's a whole different definition. I'll have to talk about my definition of good and bad one of these days in the future. It's kind of interesting, I'm sure, to a lot of folk. But anyway, so we will go into more detail about how to self-reflect, the process, the actual practice of it, the doing part of it. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to that part. But bottom line is we get an opportunity to get a closer look at ourselves, ourself, and self-reflection. Again, I have to keep saying that. Self-reflection has nothing to do with the supporting actors of the event. Nothing. It's all about reflecting on you, what you say, your thing, your part of it. Consider it an act. You're an actor. You're acting out in this situation, and you're evaluating your performance. Okay. Honesty requires to be honesty. So, what are some of the benefits? So we talked about some definitions of reflection, of self-reflection, or personal reflection. So what's some of the benefits of self-reflection? Mm-hmm. Now I will tell you. Let me say this: that self-reflection takes time. It's not something that you do in passing. Or, you do 10 minutes, you're going to give 10. No, you get into the depths of a situation or depths of an individual, an incident or an event, the depths of like going to the grocery store and having a blowout with the clerk, sales clerk or whatever, because she, whatever happened, you know, even though it happened in a few minutes, maybe it may take you some time to really break up all the bits and pieces of it, to understand how you felt when you walked in the store, what was going on with the store, did you have to wait an extra line or whatever, so looking at it, going back and looking at it, you're going to take, if it was a 10-minute event, it might take you, it may take you sometime, a couple of days to really be honest enough and to find, just talk about each detail of it, because a lot of things happen in a split second. A lot of stuff can happen. So you're looking at yourself in a lot of different ways. You're looking at yourself in how you were feeling. What were you feeling? So why were you feeling that way? What was going on? Why were you feeling? Okay, you understand this. How are you feeling? So what did you say? Did the way you were feeling, did it have anything to do? So you start reflecting on that and start analyzing that and understanding that and realizing and really coming to understand it. So again, it's not to judge you, but it's to understand you and to be aware of why you do what you do, why you believe what you believe, why you say what you say, why. Now, and again, now whether it's good or bad or whatever, you're reflecting on it so you can make a solid decision next time. So it's going to take time. So understand that to honestly self-reflect, it's not something that you just, oh, okay, I do it, No, it's going to take time. And we're going to talk about some of the ways that you do it. So when we talk about the ways that you're going to see, it's going to be pretty interesting because it's part of the journey. It's something that you carry with you as we're journeying through life. It's something it's a tool and a resource that you can use as you're taking this journey. So let's talk about the benefits, and we'll talk about the practice of it later. Okay, one of the benefits is that it does allow you to gain perspective, and to expand your perspective. You have a perspective. We all have a perspective about everything and anything, but it allows us to gain to expand our perception. Okay, it's because when you start looking at bits and pieces of things, it opens up your perspective quite a bit, because I was just looking at it in that way. But now I'm looking at it because I was thinking this way, or I was feeling this way when I walked in the store, or I got a phone call, right just before the person called. So then your perspective starts changing a little bit from the whole incident. You can leave there feeling really like, oh my goodness. But when you start looking at it, then you start gaining an understanding of it. So it allows you to gain, and I won't even say gain perspective, expand your perspective, because you have a perspective, you have an original perspective, but it allows you to, that reflecting helps you expand or tweak that perception. It also helps you to respond more effectively, and respond is the key. All right. Hopefully, we respond the majority of the time. The majority of the time, we want to respond. We don't want to react. We want to be responsive, because when we react, what I'm doing is I'm giving that person control over how I'm gonna deal with this. Okay? No, I'm gonna be responsible of how I'm gonna deal with this, and I'm gonna sit back and watch you blow all up if you need to. Sometimes they're watching me blow up too, but I'm gonna twink it around. It's my day, okay? So I'm gonna watch you blow up, and I'm gonna just sit here and wait till you get calm. And then I'm going to respond. I'm not going to jump in there and react with you. I don't want to fight. I want to be cool. I'm kind of cool, So I'm not going to react. So hopefully we're responding on time. So self-reflection gives you enough information, enough understanding, enough awareness about yourself that you can respond. So, okay. then I know that if if I if this happens, then that's one of my buttons, and I'm aware of that. I'm aware that that's a button. So if somebody pushes that button, I mean, oh, okay, that's one of my buttons. But you know what? I now yesterday somebody did that, and they pushed that button, and I was like off the chain, But hey, I'm ready today. They pushed that button. I know how to. I have decided this is how I'm going to react. This is how I'm going to respond. I'm not going to react. This is how I'm going to respond in this particular case, because I reacted yesterday and I was looking like total mess. Okay. So I'm not going to be a mess today. I'm going to be responsive. So it allows you to respond effectively, much more effectively than reacting. When you react, there's not a whole lot of effect in that. Well, really, it's really not. I was going to say, but it's really not. It also promotes learning and understanding. Self-reflection, anytime you do a review, even if you made a 100 on the test, you got a 100 on that test. If you take that test home, I promise you take that test home, or you sit there while you're all happy that you made 100, you got all the answers right. But if you go back through those questions again, and you respond to those questions again, or react, or, answer them again, you are going to learn something and have an expanded understanding of the whole test again. So you got 100, and now you reviewed it, and if you get it again, you may make 110. Who knows? It's kind of how they grade on the curve. Okay. It also reflecting also gives you an opportunity to answer some questions about yourself, about the situation, about life, about who you are. And it helps. And that information, it's something that's very helpful and useful for you as you're traveling on your journey. Some of those questions, I want to kind of talk a little bit about some of the questions. And I'm going to do this real quick because I think I'm almost out of my time here. Let me just double check. Yeah. I'm going to just a couple of questions I'm going to give you. One of the questions that you answer is, why do I do what I do? Why did I do that? Okay. And also, it also gives you an opportunity to review how you're spending your time. Am I using my time wisely? And could I have done it a different way, or said a different way? It also gives you it helps you answer if you are taking things for granted, or you're overlooking something, or you just never looked at things in that particular way. It also gives you an opportunity to, again, talking about your perspective, you get to review your perspective. Do I need to, now that I understand this differently, of course my perspective is going to be somewhat different. So there. And it also helps you understand who you are and live the person that you are, or the person that you want to be, and to grow into that person that you want to grow into. So this is some of just a few of the things. So to kind of recap, and I'm gonna be done with this. Just to recap, self-reflection is an intimate date with yourself, and it's an opportunity for you to assess and evaluate your thoughts, your words, your deeds in any situation, or in any relationship or any event. You get to do that. You take that time to reflect on the situation, and you can tweak it, and you can learn a lot more about yourself, a lot more about how you respond, and how your buttons that gets pushed, and understand that, and be able to back off. And then you can make a good, solid decision about how you want to move forward with a similar or a like situation or event or relationship or whatever. And so, and again, the bottom line, as far as the benefits, self-reflection, it just helps you be a better you. It helps you be the best you. It helps you grow into that prosperous, healthy, happy, conscious being that you are. And it helps you get to understand who you are so that you can live the true you. So until next week, I'm going to leave it at that. We're going to talk about next week. We're going to talk about how we reflect, the actual practice of self-reflection. We're going to talk about that next week. But tonight I'm just going to leave you with that. And I'm going to say to you, manifest best. Take some time and review if you take another look at the session, feel free to give me a shout out if you have any questions, or you want to, you want to whatever you want to just chat about it. Give me a shout out, and I will be uploading this session on the YouTube channel. So if you want to look at it again, it'll be on the YouTube channel, Team Conscious Creators. You can look at it again and share it forward if there's anybody that you know that might be interested in understanding how to tweak their life and make it better so that they can manifest and create better. So until next week or Sunday, just check me out on Sunday, 7 to 7 if you want. But until next week, enjoy this rest of this evening. Have a wonderful upcoming weekend. Be safe, and good night. And I will say, manifest best. Take care, and I love you guys. Good night.